How long do you think you have to form a good first impression? 10, 20 seconds, a few minutes perhaps? Well, according to career experts, it takes people just 3 to 5 seconds to determine whether or not they like you and want to do business with you.
Fortunately, we do have control over how people see us. Posture, facial expressions and eye contact all play a very big role. But one personal stylist says not to underestimate the power of what we wear. Colour expert and personal stylist Kirsty Milligan says the colour you choose to put on can have a real and lasting impact on how successful you are. And Kirsty Milligan joins us live at the desk for more. Lovely to see you, Kirsty.
Lovely to be here, thank you.
Now tell us, what is the key to making a very good first impression?
Well, I think the key is to be prepared for the situations that you're walking into. Our visual image actually makes up 55% of that first impression that we've only got 3 to 5 seconds to make. So make sure that the clothes that you're wearing are very thoughtful and you've thought about the impression you want to make.
All right, so I know there's a science behind this, but in your line of work, you work with business leaders, politicians as well. What sort of things are politicians getting right and getting wrong with their wardrobe, do you think?
Well, I think sometimes we tend to see a bit of a misfit with our politicians, so they need to work a little bit on fit, and they can also work on colour too. Sometimes the loud ties can be a bit disconnecting for their constituents. I tell you, Peter Beattie was very, very interesting study as far as his visual image was concerned. We could always tell in Queensland whether he was delivering a policy or saying sorry for something based on the colours that he was, based on the clothes that he was wearing. He would suit up if he was delivering policy, and he would wear a polo neck and an akubra if he was apologising for something.
Right, so just before we get away from politicians then, we're seeing pictures of Donald Trump, obviously one of the more maligned politicians across the world. He's either wearing a red tie or a blue tie, always too long. What can you make of his first impression?
Well, that red tie is very interesting. The colour psychology behind the colour red is power and dominance. It also means danger, stop and go away. I think he puts that on every morning, or almost every morning, because he's showing that he is the powerful one. He's in a seat of power and he wants you to know your place.
Do the same rules apply just in everyday business? You know, if you're a small business owner or something like that?
They really do. Colour psychology, marketing has been using it for absolutely decades because people respond to certain colours. So you'll find that people in the health industry often wear green. Health logos are often green because when we think of green, we think of health, rejuvenation and renewal.
All right, so how do we apply this in everyday life? Give us the colours that people love, people hate. What works and what doesn't?
Well, blue is most people's
hence
favourite
why you're in blue today.
yeah.
Okay,
and it has lovely psychology around capability, knowledge and trustworthiness. That's why banks use the logo, their logos in blue quite a lot. So blue's a great colour. Yellow is actually the most disliked colour, most commonly disliked colour of all colours. And I actually find it really difficult to get my clients, even if yellow is in their colours, to purchase yellow clothes. So we tend to stick away from that one.
Okay.
Why is yellow disliked, do you think?
Oh, look, the colour psychology is that it's bright and vibrant, but as a colour, we tend not to like to wear it. We tend not to like to surround ourselves with it. I really, it's interesting, the anecdotal evidence on how it affects you has been measured, but not how your brain works behind that.
Okay. And what about red? Red is the most popular, one of the most popular colours to wear?
Oh, red is a very popular colour, but I think it's a tricky one to use. In business situations, it can bring a strong sexual connotation, and that's not always a comfortable place to be when you're in business, to bring that kind of energy to a business meeting. And it also means danger and stop and go away.
They're the colours, but what about what we wear and how we wear it? Are we more guilty of maybe buying clothes that fit our body shape sometimes, or what we think we look good in?
That's a really interesting question, because when I clean out wardrobes, I would say about 80% of the clothes that we discard are just the wrong shape for someone's body. So they've purchased it based on some other external factor. So they may have seen something on Instagram that they liked and bought that, or they may have walked past a fast fashion store and seen something, or seen something in a magazine. So understanding our body shapes and dressing for our body shapes would actually make us look better more often.
Okay, and Kirsty, just finally, the pockets square?
Oh, the pocket
What does that
square.
say about
Very,
gentlemen?
very stylish. The warm colours on the cool jacket are probably something you could work on a little bit, but other than that, very fancy.
And just finally, Sarah can often come across as a bit abrasive. How have you found her first impression today overall?
Oh, I think you look warm and lively and absolutely stunning.
Oh, love you, Kirsty. Thank you. You're welcome back anytime. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right.